Yo, it's Klima. I wanted to really quickly just state that if you're going through roller coaster revenue right now, it is because of like one very simple factor, and it's because you don't have a brand dashboard, a personal brand dashboard. And no, I don't mean like a content calendar. I don't mean like some type of Claude document with a calendar of every day that you need to post a different piece of content. No, I'm talking about an in-depth dashboard that withholds your marketing, sales, and your operation for your personal brand slash coaching business slash education company if we're kind of going the more professional sounding route. So in this video, what I'm going to do is go ahead and break down why exactly and what the hell is a personal brand dashboard. I use this personally for myself. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite, I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to use it for myself now, but I mainly use it more for my clients because when you have a bunch of different variables and pieces moving around, you need to make sure every piece is trackable back to you as the operator or you as the offer owner or personal brand. So what I notice with most offer owners when I first come onto their account or their brand, whatever it may be, they have like this, it's very unstructured. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's very, very unstructured. There is not much structure at all because you don't know which variables and which pieces you need to structure. Therefore, a dashboard, a central hub for everything, your ideas, right? To where your sales calls are going, to what, like your sales calls recordings, to even your marketing assets. You know, what does your funnel look like right now, right? I'm talking about like a VSL book a call funnel or a webinar funnel, right? Where do these variables live? It needs to be all in a central place. You can't just build stuff out that you know are assets to your business and not know how those assets are working, where are those assets placed, how are they performing. Like the first and main problem that I see with most offer owners is that everything is living in your head. That is not a real business owner. You are literally just like guessing. Like you're low-key like cavemanning. You're caveman maxing the hell out of your business, the hell out of your personal brand. You're caveman maxing the hell out of your whole education company. For example, when it comes down to your content, right? You're posting new content ideas off of what baseline? What are you posting content ideas from? Are you posting it off of what worked before? Are you posting it off of if it's just getting you new eyeballs and new leads every month or every week or every day? Just because a piece of content performed before one time, several times, doesn't mean it's performing well. It can be an average or very mediocre concept for content. And because we think it's working or it's performing and doing something, we think we should repeat that action. Just because the action performed doesn't mean it's a profitable action that's worth repeating. That's where having content ideations, content concepts, having a central hub to where we can list out, ideate, test and trial different concepts of organic content in one central hub matters more than throwing and spitting out ideas. What I notice with most coaches and education company owners is that their content is increasing their awareness, but it's attracting new eyeballs with poor quality leads. And because in that pool, right, imagine you have a pool of an audience, right, which is an audience of poor quality leads, and you're just allowing anybody to enter into your funnel, allowing anybody to hop on a call with you. And because you may have put a few of them on a financing plan who literally did not have the money at all and you had to pull some teeth, doesn't mean you should keep repeating that same action because it was mediocrely, I don't know if that's a word, it's a very poor profitable action. And because you are continuing to repeat that poor profitable action and you're seeing a little bit of results from it, and you may have went to 10, 15K a month, doesn't mean that is the action that you should keep repeating over and over again. Now, well, how would you know what to tweak? How would you know what variable to change within your content, how to craft your messaging, how to tweak your offer, and how to align your messaging with the offer, or what piece of content worked well and why? You won't know because you don't have a central hub to go back and figure out which piece of the messaging, which piece of the content, which piece of the sales call. You don't have an attributable action that's trackable back to a certain variable to make a data-driven decision from. And so because as a coach or an offer owner or as an education company owner, because this action because you've seen some profit because of this action, you think, maybe I should repeat it, although that is the most mediocre action that you can possibly repeat. And that is a recipe for like long-term burnout. Now, here's where the dashboard comes in, right? Because you have this dashboard, because you have crafted your messaging, because you actually invested time in the main profitable action, which is actually investing time into crafting out your messaging, crafting out your fulfillment, crafting out your offer, crafting out your content, building this database of data to actually make decisions from, you can repeat the most highly profitable action over and over again. But if you're consistently just spitting out and vomiting ideas to the masses without any trackable attribution, you're gonna forever just keep repeating the most unprofitable actions. There are 3 things that your dashboard needs to have: marketing, sales, and operations. In the marketing portion of your dashboard, you should have your funnel stages, you should have content ideations, you should have your buyer awareness stages, and descriptively in those prospect awareness stages, describe where your prospect is at within each stage. It can be problem aware, like kind of like pain aware, like what are they going through? Solution aware, are they aware of what the next step is so that they can get to their goal and move away from the pain stage, from the problem aware stage? And buyer ready, are they aware of the solution actually working for them? Now in the buyer ready stage, do they know they can trust you? And do they know that you are the person to actually provide that solution? In the sales portion is where you should have your sales assets. This is actually pretty simple. You should have your sales assets there. What exactly in the sales process are you utilizing that has been proven as a repeatably profitable action, as a more highly profitable action, as a more highly profitable asset? The outcome from your assets is pretty simple. It's profit. And how well did this asset perform in effectively pushing this person from stage 1 to stage 2 in your sales process? In your dashboard should also be your operations. Now, I'm not just talking about when do I post on Instagram and when I post on, not setting a timer or a schedule for when you post and whatnot. This is where your SOPs are going to live, your standard operating procedures. For when you bring on a new staff member, what exactly are those next steps to get them fully operational from not knowing what to do within your business to what exactly on a day-to-day they should be doing in your business, whether it's someone on your marketing team or someone on the sales team. Operations is pretty simple. It's building out systems so that you're not every month using a new mechanism that has a lower probability of being a profitable action. And so that you're not caveman maxing every month, trying something new or something that just won't work. The coaches that are going to be stuck making 5 to 10K a month are the ones that repeat the most low, unprofitable actions, have no attribution to what is working, and are trying to reinvent the wheel every month or two. This is actually my own personal dashboard. This is the one that I use for myself. It's more of a template that I use for my clients. It withholds the onboarding process, the marketing ecosystem, content strategy, coaching protocols, SOP database, all my resources, marketing assets, YouTube assets, Instagram Reels, stories, ads, paid. I know I'm probably gonna have to do some blurring just because some stuff is private. But this is the type of organization that helps you to understand what the most highly profitable actions are actually attributed to within, whether it's your marketing, the funnel, the sales team assets, or just overall which portion of the operation actually help to increase the overall revenue. Now, I know you heard me say a lot of stuff in the holy buzzword, right? Like profitable action, profitable action. The reason why this is like my favorite thing to say right now is because you have no clue what is actually helping you to scale, right? So because you think one thing is working, like let's say you're bringing in a bunch of new eyeballs and your closer is closing them in or you're closing them in, doesn't mean that those prospects are actually worth closing them in, right? And so because, for example, right, I have an offer owner who used to bring in very poor clients, and because they didn't know how exactly to bring in a richer audience, richer clients. And sometimes you're not going to get the most richest clients for your niche, but what you need is more willing clients who are actually already doing the business model that you're teaching, or already in the process of doing whatever you're coaching on. So repeating the same actions that are bringing in clients that you're going to have a headache working with, and you probably had to pull teeth with on the sales call, that is a recipe for disaster and burnout. So because you don't know what actions attribute to bringing you the clients that work well in your program and provide you the best testimonials and are easy to work with, so fulfillment is not a struggle, you're going to be stuck in a loop and a cycle of working with the most pain in the ass clients who will drive the fulfillment down, drive the quality of your education company down, and make it harder for you to scale as an offer owner. And because you have so much mental real estate taken up by trying to fulfill clients, one, with no fulfillment system, because you have no dashboard that's giving you a fulfillment system, kind of like a Ford factory line, because you don't have that fulfillment system installed or plugged into your business, and they're not even actually using it, it's gonna drive overall the revenue down because you're scrounging you can't even get upsells. How can you get upsells if the clients that you currently have aren't retaining, aren't being fulfilled? Maybe because you're not a bad coach, maybe because your system's not even that bad, but because you keep bringing in poor quality leads, poor quality prospects, poor quality clients who you have to consistently pull teeth with. Well, now you have no attributable action to look back to for why you keep bringing in those type of clients. So that's why you need a dashboard, you need a personal brand hub, whatever you want to call it, so that you can look back to the actions that are actually helping you to scale. So I'll wrap this up by kind of just sticking to this one main key component of a concept that I want you to understand, all right? Which is, if you're stuck anywhere between like 10 to 20K a month right now, it's most likely just a visibility problem, and you're making yourself visible to the wrong people. Not only are you making yourself visible to the wrong people, your main business constraint is not even visible either, all right? So because you have a invisible key component that you can't track back to for your content, you're making yourself visible to the wrong leads, to the wrong audience, the wrong people within your pool of people that you're marketing yourself to. So essentially, like, you're kind of just flying blind here. And every month you're probably on thin ice. Like, I'm not trying to fear monger you here, but you're genuinely one good month away from a really bad month that's gonna scare you or whip you into shape, or it's gonna be a moment of survival of the fittest where you get burnt out as a coach with your education company. And because you don't know what's actually capping your growth, is it the funnel? Is it the content? Is it the sales team? Is it the messaging? Is it the offer? You don't know which constraint to actually properly look at. You don't know which attributable action is providing the scale or the cap for the scale. Because you don't know, you're going to be stuck, or you're going to burn out or quit. So if you actually want to start predictably scaling, my name is Kalima. I run the KRT, which is an agency that runs full stack marketing, operations, sales. We come into your business, we look at your engine that you have right now, and start building out the pieces that makes it go faster, more efficient, and sustainable. So that way when you scale, you know why you scaled and you can keep going. If you have any questions, go ahead and DM me. I think I might put a link down here as a type form, so that way you can apply to work with me. If you just have any general questions and whatnot, then go ahead and DM me on Instagram at Kalima Kakuji, and I'll get back to you. I typically reply super, super fast. If I don't, but I will.